Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. It's game day. It's Monday Night Football. Doesn't get anything bigger than this. The reason why I'm making this video today is because I got the top 10 things that I'm going to be looking for in tonight's Monday Night Football game up against the Dallas Cowboys. You got the 2-7 Raiders. You got the 3-5-1 Dallas Cowboys. And anymore, my mindset on game days is like, hey, a loss, it's not going to ruin my day. Obviously, I don't want the Raiders to lose. I especially don't want the Raiders to lose to my wife's favorite team. But then also, I also don't want this team to tank. Like, I think we got to get it going in the right direction. We need to start winning football games. We need to show players, coaches, that this is an organization that you want to go out and you want to play for. So every single time I watch a Raiders game, that's what I'm looking for. Proof that this team is moving in the right direction. And if you feel the exact same way, hit that like button. So if you do not know, we are going to be going live today for this game tonight. I'm going to be going live 90 minutes before kickoff. We're going to do a tailgate battle up against the Cowboys Report, the other biggest channel that we have at Chat Sports. So 90 minutes before kickoff, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I'll tell you this. I know one thing. I'm going to be going balls to the wall today. I can't flip and wait for this game. So what I decided to do is, again, I put together a little bit of a guide of my top 10 things that I'm going to be looking for because I've seen it on social media. Nobody makes more Raiders videos than I do, and it's just the truth. A lot of times people are like, I'm done watching the game. I don't want to watch the team anymore. They're frustrating. They're definitely frustrating. But I still think it's important for Raiders fans to watch because you want to get it going in the right direction, and there's important things that you should be looking for. So I have ranked my top 10 things that I am looking for tonight in Monday Night Football. And if you think it's a good list, share it out there with more people. Coming in here at number 10, I want to see more of Jack Bech and less of Dante Thornton Jr. I'm not saying totally take away Thornton's confidence by putting him on the bench. But last week, Thornton had 37 snaps. Jack Bech had 14 snaps. And I just look at how both of those players can be used. If you want to use Thornton a little bit more as a decoy on 14 to 15 snaps a game, I think that that's okay. For Jack Bech, I want to see him around a little bit more of like the 25 to 30 snaps because this season, when Thornton's been targeted, 21 targets, 6 catches, 98 yards, 4 first downs. Bech, on the other hand, has been targeted 11 times, 7 catches, 73 yards, 5 first downs. I'm not asking for a big difference in terms of Jack Bech and Dante Thornton. I'm just asking for how they are used. Like, to me, if Bech is able to get 4 targets a game, and if 2 or 3 of those is a first down, that's a great job by Jack Bech. If Dante Thornton's out there on the field and Ashton Genty's averaging more yards per carry when he's out there because he can stretch the field, that's a good job on Thornton. I want to see more deep shots to Thornton, and I want to see Jack Bech using a little bit more of the intermediate game. Let's go to number 9 here. I want to see Gino Smith cut it loose. Because, Gino, you said that today, or not today, technically you said today you're going to cut it loose, but you said earlier in the week that on Monday Night Football, you're going to let it loose and you're going to cut it loose. And guess what? You got a great matchup up against Dallas. I fully understand that this is a brand new Cowboys defense with Quinnen Williams, with Logan Wilson, with Siobhan Revel, with Overshown. I totally get it. But also, the Cowboys have allowed 22 passing touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. For anybody out there in fantasy football, the team that has allowed the most points to the quarterback position, the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, it's a new-look Cowboys defense. But on the other hand, if there was a team to let it loose on Monday Night Football in front of Allegiant Stadium, in front of the entire world, this is the week to let it loose. So you better let it loose. No more excuses, as you said. Coming in here at number 8 of what I'm going to be looking for, I want to see less Devin White. And again, I think people that look at box scores and only look at box scores, you're going to be like, wow, Devin White's a hell of a player. Devin White's been terrible this season. And I really want people to fully understand how bad he has been. I get it. He's got a lot of tackles. You know why he's got a lot of tackles? Because teams target him. He's been atrocious against the run with a 40.1 run defense grade. He's been atrocious in coverage, 44.5 coverage grade. And I understand that you can't always just rely on coverage grades and you can't always rely on grades out there, but you can rely on your eyeballs. And realistically, outside of one game this season, I would say Devin White did a good job. My point here is, though, he's playing 100% of the snaps. Like that just can't happen. I get Devin White is a spy tech. Devin White is someone that this regime really tried to bring in, and the loss of Jermaine Pratt is probably, frustrating for that team. But it's also like the way that you're playing Devin White's how you should have played Jermaine Pratt, and the way you were playing Jermaine Pratt on the defensive line is how you should have played Devin White. I just want to see more Jamal Adams. I won't even mind seeing a few snaps here and there, maybe of a Cody Lindenberg if he's 100% healthy, Tommy Eichenberg. At this point, I have seen the sample size of Devin White, and teams pick on him all the flipping time because he can't cover, he over pursuits, and he doesn't stick to his responsibility. With the job that the Raiders are putting out there, when you can't get pressure on the quarterback and you're asking Devin White to cover 100% of the he's out there 100% of the time and you're asking him to cover as much as you do, it's just like it's a recipe for disaster, right? It's like if I woke up this morning and I was like, man, I'm really craving a bowl of Cheerios. And we're like, well, I can put orange juice or milk. I'm going to go with orange juice. Putting Devin White in coverage as often as the Raiders do is putting orange juice in your Cheerios. Let's go to number 7 here of what I want to see tonight. I want to see the Raiders score more than 10 points and avoid history because this ain't the history that you want to be a part of. So I don't know if y'all know this. The Raiders, this is going to be their third primetime game this season. In week 2 against the Chargers, they scored 9 points. In week 10, Thursday Night Football against the Broncos, they scored 7 points. The Raiders could become the very first team in NFL history to score 10 points or less in 3 primetime games. It has never happened in the history of the NFL. But if you want Mark Davis to wake up and realize that, hey, like this team is struggling the way they are, another primetime clunker against the Cowboys on Monday Night Football at Allegiant Stadium, there's no better way to be able to show Mark Davis, hey, man, we got some issues on this offensive side of the football. So I'm only at number 7. We got 6 more coming up here. What I want to know from you is, what are you looking for tonight, right? Like, at the end of the day, this show is about y'all. I'm always going to give you guys my opinion, but you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. Well, you want to give your opinion? Chuck says, what's up? I don't know if you guys can see him. He says, what's going on? What's going on? Let me know down below. What are you guys looking for tonight? Please, you're about to get with the YouTube ad break. Scrolling down and let me know. All right, let's go to number 6 here of what I want to see a little bit more of. And I want to see the Raiders play their rookies more, right? And I'm saying this on offense, on defense. I want to see Caleb Rogers. I wouldn't mind seeing a Charles Grant. I don't think we're going to see him, but, maybe a J.J. Pegues, maybe a Tonka Hemingway, Cody Lindenberg a little bit more. When you look at the snap counts for how the Raiders have played their rookies, I want to see more Darian Porter, right? I want to see more Jack Besh. And we are a 2-7 football team. We need to start getting these rookies a little bit more acclimated, right? Freshmen shouldn't look like freshmen at the end of the college football season. And you can't say, oh, that's a freshman mistake. We're making rookie mistakes in week 11 because you're not giving our rookies the amount of time to get acclimated to play in the NFL. We're 2-7. Let's start playing our rookies a little bit more. Coming up next here, my top 5 things that I'm going to be looking for in tonight's Monday Night Football game. But you know what? This probably I could have put it number 1. I'm going to be looking at my Prize Picks lineup, no doubt about it. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. Sorry, Chuck's underneath the table. And the weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right, that never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. On Prize Picks, how you play, it's up to you. And if you want flexibility, you can choose a flex play where you get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the power play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Now, my lineup that I am going with today is the lineup that I've been showing y'all all week on the Raiders Report. And I know I've been saying there's certain things that I want to see. I'm also trying to reverse jinx it a little bit. I'm going less on Geno passing yards, less on Brock Bowers, it was receptions, and then less on Ashton Genty rushing yards. I'm going to go more on George Pickens receiving yards. And I'm doing that because, the Raiders, I've been thinking way too often on Prize Picks with my heart. And I'm going to try it with my head. But also at the same time, maybe I can get a little reverse jinx going. And we get all the mores there and some less on Pickens. I would freaking love it. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, let's go now to the 5th thing that I'm going to be looking for in tonight's Monday Night Football game. I want to see the Raiders use Genty. but I want to see them do it in a smart way. What do I mean by that? I don't want to just see inside run behind the center and the guards, because I think our center and guards are really going to struggle this week up against that interior defensive line. Again, you got Kenny Clark, Osa Odigizua, and then you got Quinton Williams. Like, I don't care what all the numbers say. My brain, my eyeballs tell me that that's going to be a difficult matchup for the Raiders. So either throw the ball to them a little bit more, get them out in space. Dallas's corner safeties do not do a good job of tackling. They play pretty soft football. And I think if you can find some of those opportunities to get them out there on the outside, then hey, let's freaking do it, right? Like the way that the Lions use Jahmyr Gibbs, and I know Gibbs is much more different of a running back than Genty, but that's kind of the way that I want to see the Raiders use him. Like, I'd rather the Raiders live and die on the back of Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, right? Like, that's how I want this team to win. And if they give Ashton Genty 30 touches and they're 30, like they're high quality touches and they're trying to get him involved, I'm okay with you losing that way. Like, I would rather you lose that way. Where I get frustrated is like, all right, Genty had it rolling again, and now somehow Geno's got 40-something passes, Genty's got 15 touches, and we got away from him way too early on. Even if we're losing by 7, even if we're losing by 10, 14, don't go away from him. You got to stick with him. Find ways to get Ashton Genty used in this offense, and I want to see him used effectively. I'm done with the pistol. Get rid of the pistol. I'd rather you run out of I formation. I'd rather you run out of single back. I'd rather you do 12 personnel. I am so sick and tired of the pistol, and if I see pistol runs and just brain dead situations, I am going to flip the F out. Like, that's what's been driving us nuts about Chip Kelly. He doesn't show you improvement. I need to see improvement. Let's go to number 4 here of what I'm going to be looking for on Monday Night Football. Special teams improvement. Like, I almost thought about putting this at number 1 because obviously Tom McMahon, the Raiders special teams coach after Thursday Night Football, was fired. And, you know, the new guy, Darius Swinton II, he's got an opportunity now to be able to show that I can make improvements. And when you look at how bad this special teams unit has been, in all aspects, kick return, punt return, defending, offense, like it's been bad. Raheem Mostert's been a little bit of a silver lining, which we should definitely give some love and respect to. But Darius Swinton, like, all eyes are going to be on you, right? Like, we need to be able to see some of that special teams improvement, and we want to be able to see it right away. You know, like, I need to be able to see that Daniel Carlson is a lot better of a kicker. I know, I'm sorry. Shout out to Chuck again. We're taking away from Chuck's loving time, I guess. So, special teams improvement coming in here at number 4 is what I want to see. Let's go now to number 3. I want to see Alex Kappa. Long pause. On the bench. And I don't care who plays right guard. I don't want it to be Will Putnam. To me, I made it very clear earlier, and it does sound like it's either going to be, Kappa, Putnam, or Caleb Rogers. If those are my 3 options, I want to see Caleb Rogers out there, right? I want to see the rookies play more. I want to see these guys more involved. I also say this, though, like, if the Raiders wanted to put out Charles Grant at a tackle position and then Stone Forsythe, were to play the other tackle position and then they were to kick in DJ Glaze at that right guard position, I wouldn't mind that either. My bigger point is, I don't want to see Alex Kappa. And I don't even understand how this coaching staff wants to see Alex Kappa out there on the field, right? Like people being like, Mitch, why? To me, putting Alex Kappa out on the field is like you looking at me saying, I like when I get sack tapped. Like, you wake up every morning, you're like, dude, I can't wait to get punched in the nuts today. Because that's what Alex Kappa is at right guard. You know he's going to get you kicked in the nuts. And he's been awful this season. He was terrible last season. And I'm at the point where instead of putting out a 30-year-old guy that's been terrible for the past 3-4 seasons, why don't you put out somebody who's younger? He might be bad. He might be bad. I kind of anticipate that Caleb Rogers is going to struggle against that interior defensive line. But I'd rather the rookie learn and figure it out, right? Like, do you spend time, if you're a dog trainer, trying to teach an old dog new tricks? No, you try to train the new pup how to be a better offensive guard. That's what you try to do, right? And that's what this Raiders team needs to try to do. I want to see Alex Kappa's ass on the bench. Let's go to number 2. I want to see Brock Bowers get more targets. And I want to see, this is a 2-for-1er. And I want to see Chip Kelly recognizing his mistakes. Chip Kelly, proud of you. I am proud of Chip. that he took the podium this past week and he said that I didn't do a good job getting Brock Bowers targets. I'm glad you said it because the tape was making me want to throw up. I thought that the reason why Bowers had only 3 targets, 1 catch for 31 yards against Denver was because Denver just bracket covered him, double teamed him, triple teamed him. I mean, that's what I went going in like looking for the tape. It's not the case at all. I mean, the amount of one-on-one opportunities that Brock had in that Denver game, you're just like, how does Chip Kelly not see it, right? Like, how does Chip Kelly have that little of a lack of a game plan to get Brock involved after the game that he had against Jacksonville where he went for 3 touchdowns, So to me, I want to see Brock involved. If Brock Bowers doesn't have 10 targets in this game, I hope they leave Chip Kelly somewhere else. Like, I hope that they just take him somewhere else, take him to Area 51. I don't know where you want to take him, though. I think is Area 51 or Area 15 the one in Vegas? And I don't know. Maybe Chip Kelly just needs to go somewhere else. Bottom line is, Brock, I need to see more targets. He's just got to have more opportunities. And even sometimes when it's I'll call it a, quote, bad target, like, even if you know the play's not going to work, I'd rather you throw it to Brock to give a chance / that shows the defense that you are trying to get him the ball. And when eyes are on Brock, that means no eyes are elsewhere. And the more eyes we have on Brock, that's just going to open up so much more for this offense. So, like, that's what I want to see. I want to see Brock Bowers get more targets, but I also want to see this staff and Chip Kelly recognize that he didn't do a good job getting Brock targets. So now it's the second part of what you did. There's 2 parts of fixing a problem. Recognizing there's a problem and then trying to fix the problem. We have recognized the problem, Chip. You also might be part of it. Brock needs more targets. Let's now go out and get him some more targets. Again, if you give him 11 targets and he finishes the game with 1 catch, I am more okay with us losing that way. I would rather lose that way because it shows that you're trying to get your guys involved. So coming up here next, my number one thing that I'm going to be watching for tonight on Monday Night Football. But before I break that down, I just want to tell you guys why this game is important to me. Again, my wife, diehard Cowboys fan, her entire family is Cowboys fans. And I can remember when the Raiders beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving 36-33, the Derek Carr, Daniel Carlson, turkey leg. Like, I got to have those bragging rights. Shit, like, I've still used that game as a bragging right. But, I live downtown in Dallas. And, I got a lot of people that I know down here that are Cowboys fans. And they obviously know me as the Raiders guy, So when I walk into a lot of places, and I've gone to places this week, it's been the last month. When I would see people that I haven't seen on a, daily, weekly basis, they're like, oh, man, Raiders, Cowboys. So to me personally, this game is a very, very important game to me, no doubt about it. My wife told me that some of her friends are going to be coming over today to the house to watch the game. So, like, they're going to be rooting on Dallas. They're going to have me in the background. They're going to be heckling me. So, they're not going to be here when I get home from work, thank the effing God. But hopefully, if the Raiders win, maybe I will try to get home a little bit earlier. The other reasons why, when Chat Sports started, we didn't have YouTube channels, right? Like, I started our Raiders channel. Our guy Tom started the Cowboys channel. And Tom and I both started our main YouTube channel. Now we have 40-something plus different channels, and we've got all these different guys working, for us at Chat Sports. But to me, Raiders Report and Cowboys Report will always be like the first 2 shows, our first 2 babies at Chat Sports, and it's our 2 biggest fan bases, it's our 2 biggest channels. It's going to be all eyes on us. It's not only all eyes on us from an actual football standpoint, but from where the company I work for standpoint, it's all eyes on us, and I want to be able to win that battle. I want to be able to go up against Tom, and Tom's my guy. I love him. He's been to my wedding. I've been to his. But I want to kick his ass tonight. You know what I mean? And I bet you Tom's going to say the exact same damn thing. So I hope that we beat the Cowboys tonight. It's a personal game for me. It's a work-related game to me. And it's a primetime game for me. I'll also say this. I think in life, you deal with a lot of different things. You deal with a lot of different curveballs. And today's a tough day in the Wren's household. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this picture. It's a picture of my grandfather. It's actually basically the same color design suit that I wore on my wedding day. And November 17th is the day that he passed away. So it's always a difficult day in the Wren's household. Difficult day for me personally, but if there's ever been a dude that has shown me what hard work looks like, what commitment to excellence looks like, and just showing up and showing out every single day, even if you don't feel like it, it's that man right there. So shout out to my grandfather. I'm going to be going absolutely insane tonight. Probably too much where grandma wouldn't even like it. But today's going to be a day where we're going to celebrate a lot of different things. And I hope that if you're looking to have a good time tonight and a tough Raiders season and a tough Raiders decade and a tough Raiders millennium, Pull up tonight. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go to the number one thing that I'm going to be looking for tonight on Monday Night Football. I want to see Pete Carroll make Geno Smith fight for his job. I want to see that because Aiden O'Connell out again, fine, wrist injury. He's going to be able to go next week, and next week might be a Shedeur Sanders game, which is a whole nother video that we'll talk about later on in the week. But I want to see Pete Carroll make Geno Smith earn this job. Geno Smith has not been good enough to just have that conversation been pushed to the side. You fired Tom McMahon. You've made that clear. You wanted to fix special teams. On defense, you are the defensive guy. You have handled a lot of that, yet there's been some changes that have been made. I don't know why when the topic of offense gets brought up, whether it's a Chip Kelly thing, whether it's an offensive line Brennan Carroll thing, maybe it's your son, or maybe it's just a Pete thing, right? Like maybe Pete in his mind are like, I hired Chip and I have my son Brennan and they're going to take care of this and I'm going to take care of this. The problem is, I'm worried that you hired, the stepbrothers and, now the suits seem kind of a little bit effed up. I jokingly say this because Gino Smith said something this week at a press conference and I'm like, all right, again, no excuses, right? Gino, you said it yourself, no excuses. So let's stop making excuses, right? If you're going to say one thing, I expect you, man to man, to be able to back it up. And if you don't mean what you say, then don't say it at all, right? And that's just how I am. And I trust people until you give me a reason not to trust you. So Geno Smith said it himself that he plays better when his back is up against the wall. All right, those are your words, Gino. You said that this week, that you play better when your back is up against the wall. So, Pete, it's time to put Geno's back up against the wall. It's time to look him dead in the eyes and say, we traded for you. We gave you a brand new extension. I don't give a shit if it's a one-year deal. Yeah, it'll suck because if it's a one-year deal for Geno, technically it's 1 year at about $58 million, which is definitely an overpay for what we've got. But if Geno Smith himself is going to say, hey, I play better when my back's up against the wall, time to put his back up against the wall. It's time to show that he needs to be able to go out there and earn that paycheck because he hasn't been able to do it. And if he doesn't do it on Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys, it's time to entertain the idea of Kenny Pickett, maybe against his old team. It's time to entertain the idea of Aiden O'Connell, who played much better last season with Luke Getsy in a far less talented offense than what you have been able to do this year for Geno Smith and this year for Chip Kelly. I need to be able to figure out, is it a Geno problem? Is it a Chip problem? I want to see Pete Carroll make Geno Smith earn his job. And if Geno doesn't play well, I don't want to hear Pete go, No, it's time to put that to the test. If you're going to say compete, if you're going to say everything that you've done this offseason, it's time to prove it. And that's all I want to see you do. Make your quarterback earn his job. I don't think that that's an unfair thing to do because you say it all the time to all these other guys. You challenged the rookies earlier in the week, Pete, by saying if people are going to do plays like that, then they're not going to get playing experience. You can't say that to certain guys, and then you can't do it to the number one guy that you put a C on his chest for. So I know I'm getting emotional, but I get emotional because I care about this team. I spend a lot of time covering this team, and when I see things that are very frustrating, not only from a football standpoint, but just from a organizational, work standpoint, you can't treat players completely different just because that you are, let's say, friends with him. That is a lawsuit in so many companies, right? So I want to see the Raiders do what is right. And if Geno's going to say, I play better when my back's up against the wall, then let's put his back up against the wall and let's make him earn his job because he hasn't done enough to earn and keep that job. He hasn't. Whether you want to believe it or not, he hasn't seen it. So those are the top 10 things that I'm going to be looking for tonight, Monday Night Football. And reminder, I'm going to be going live 90 minutes before kickoff. Hope to see you all there. It's going to be an electric night on the Raiders Report. Buckle up, Buttercups, because we're going balls to the wall. Raiders, for the love of God, please get a win. If you guys are looking for even more videos around the Raiders, you can click the subscribe button right here. I promise you I got you covered. Then, if you want even more videos, you can click this button, or you can click this button over here. Essentially, if you made it this far in the video, one of these videos is going to be something that YouTube recommends for you if you enjoyed the Raiders Report. Monday Night Football. I better see you there.